Greetings and salutations, Earthlings and Dorothy. We don't quite know what planet she's from, but we like her. Right?
Right.
No comment.
Absolutely right.
Absolutely right. We love Dorothy, even though she's probably not an Earthling. Welcome to this lovely evening, streaming from Carmel, California, where it's been quite foggy the last 3 or 4 days. 54 degrees, chilly. But there we have it. Quite beautiful anyway. Our work is about the magic, the mystery of the star tetrahedron, the Christ matrix. It's a form built of consciousness and light as we train the masculine to be simply focused light. We hold the light of the mind steady and focused. We then bring forth the image feeling of the star tetrahedron, and as we focus the light upon it, within the area of the heart chakra. It begins to weave a form in consciousness and light around, within, and through us. Of course, in India, it is called the jewel in the lotus, because within the heart chakra, as the star tetrahedron is formulated, there is a doorway, and it then literally moves back into the realm of the void source, where the breath is then summoning and bringing spirit into this dimension, which then emanates out from us, touching the facets of the spinning star, and then creating golden liquid light, sunlight, and grace around, within, and through us. It, of course, emanates out into the world, excuse me, and it's a vibration that moves through the form of all creation, the physical structure. It doesn't try and change it nor make it different. It simply is a frequency that, as it moves in and through, it stimulates what already exists within all creation, which is source, oneness, light. And as it vibrates the interior energy wave, the form automatically changes. And so we're not trying to really change the world or make it different or even change the body or change things around us. That is really manipulation. We're trying to change outer form in order to create a feeling difference inside, or a feeling relationship outside. True magic, which is what we're going to explore tonight, is really changing the interior vibration of whatever form the vibration has assumed. So we all may be familiar with the idea of um, cybernetics. Cybernetics? Is that the music making form?
Yes, I believe so.
Cybernetics, it's vibration. They take sand or some substance, some similar substance, and then they begin to vibrate it with different frequencies, sound, and as they're doing that, the form then takes a different shape. Well, it doesn't matter how much you want to try and mess up the shape with your hands, the sound keeps bringing it back to the original form. At the same time, there can be some sand over here, and as you simply move the vibration over there, the sand becomes that form. And so this is exactly what magic is about. Magic is changing the vibration of that which exists within the outer form that we taste, touch, feel, the five senses recognize. That's simply a form that is there because the vibration is emanating in a certain frequency. And so as we then change the vibration, it then changes the form automatically. When we're simply trying to change the form, we call that surface manipulation. And it really is manipulation. It's trying to make something different there to cause an effect. Well, the effect of the form is from the vibration within. And so if we change the vibration, because we are emanating peace and love and joy and harmony and grace from us, then it's literally reaching into all creation around us, and it's vibrating that which is its deepest essence, which is source energy. And as it begins to vibrate that, it recognizes its divinity, its perfection, and then the form automatically begins to change. This is the way that individuals who we call masters were able to bilocate. They didn't take the body and then move it over there. They simply changed their vibration and the form disappeared. And then they simply took their vibration someplace else and the form reappeared. And how did it reappear? Is because we are bathed in a substance everywhere around us called in India akasha. In our terminology, we call it the ilma. It is super, super fine particles, you might imagine. These particles are simply existing throughout all creation, and it then informs that which is the vibration. So, one of the analogies that we've talked about before, when someone is smoking a cigarette, it's the heat that as it comes off the cigarette, it takes the smoke and then it swirls it in a particular pattern. And so it's the heat, the vibration that is swirling the particles of smoke. And so it's the same way with the vibration when we change it within in bilocation or moving the body to a different place. We simply move the body, its vibration back into Akasha, the Ioma. We then vibrationally move our energy to another place, we call it, and then Akasha simply takes that form once again. It's the underlying vibration of every form that is the true essence of it. The outer form is simply the surface that is then taking the form of that which is within. And so true magic, you see, is really changing the actual vibration of what exists within. Now, the beauty of that for us is at this particular time, we know that when we are formulating the star tetrahedron, that it opens that sacred doorway within the very middle of the heart chakra. And from out of it, there then is the void. Well, the void is the womb of the mother of creation. And so all things exist within the womb. And as we then literally are breathing in spirit, we are bringing forth our imagined joy. Again, that's the feminine aspect of imagination. We're then illuminating within the void the particular imagination of what we are wanting to bring forth, the magic of creation. And as it is illuminated within, it then creates a reflection off of it. The star tetrahedron then refracts it, reflects it, and remembers it holographically into this dimension. And then the Ioma Akasha precipitates form around it. And so when we're looking for manifestation, again, we're not trying to create it in the world. We're not trying to make it happen out there. It's not that we're looking for prosperity out there, not looking for health and vitality out there. We are perceiving it, we are imagining it, feeling it within the void. And as we're holding our attention there, it is then creating the rippling vibration off of it, touching the facets of the star tetrahedron, and then holographically becoming reality. And so this is then the true way in which we move to manifestation, a very dynamic and a very exciting way. And so let's imagine the Master Jesus who was able to master the Christ matrix, the Christ frequency. He could hold, of course, the mind completely silent and focused. In the void, there already exists loaf and fish. And so then there was the acknowledgement, the feeling, the imagination of the loaf and the fish within. It then created a reflection off of it from out of the void. It wasn't something he was creating out here, you see. It was simply a vibrational essence coming up and out. The hologram of the Christ matrix then made it holographically real, and then the Ioma precipitated the form world around it, and loaf and fish, you see, appeared. And so this is the true way of magic, the true way of manifestation. I was working with a client this last week, and she had an incarnation in Greece within the temples during the time of the great Athena temple of Greece. And they were learning about magic, how to actually create magic. And they were then taught and knew that it's the vibration that is held with focused mind. And as the mind is focusing, it then will finally begin to create it within form. And because they were doing it within a temple setting, it was somewhat easy, you might say, because the vibration of the temple, the acknowledgement of spirit only living within the deeper forms of all life was there. And so learning manifestation was somewhat easy, you might say. She then came back and into another incarnation where she knew this, but it was a time in the outer world where people didn't really want to believe that magic was possible. And so she was doing things and simply creating vibration, and things were coming forth into manifestation. And it was around the 1570s. And so they took her and they punished her for being a witch. And so it was a tragic lifetime for her. Now, the lesson, you see, was that it's not something you do within the outer world where people are steeped in ignorance. You want to do it in silence. You want to do it in a place where you're creating magic, you're creating your manifestation, where that vibration, that knowledge is acknowledged. And because it wasn't acknowledged back there, she then was punished in that incarnation. She came back this incarnation and then chose a lifetime where she had a father that once again punished her. And so, what she was teaching herself was that even though the masculine was punishing her, as she grew up and now began to move deeply into her spiritual illumination, I was able to help her understand that she has this knowledge, this wisdom inside of her, and it is the remembrance of it, but using it in a way that really acknowledges the world and where one is within it, not simply going out and casting loaves before, you know, what was it? Jesus said, casting pearls before the swine, because the swine will turn and render you. I hate swine rendering. They bite and they gnaw. Swine rendering. So casting out your pearls before the swine, which simply means hold the vibrational wisdom that you have in a place of acknowledging those around you who can support it and then be transformed by it. The other, of course, beautiful thing about magic, it's becoming so possible these days because we can hold the mind ever more silent and steady in our meditation. The heart chakra, the sternum, has then opened the doorway into the void. And as our good friend Einstein said so beautifully, imagination is the preview of the future. Well, we have another quality of knowing what that really means, that within the imagination, within the void, all things exist. And so when we're imagining prosperity, we're not imagining it out there coming to us. We're imagining it, feeling it within the open doorway within. It is arising forth holographically. It is then being imbued with the spirit of life from inside out. And then we begin to see the demonstration of it in very magical ways. It's been talked about how this doorway within the heart, it's the vortex. Um, who's the lady that does the law of attraction?
Oh, Abraham.
Abraham Hicks. She talks about the vortex and how it's from when you're in the vortex, manifestation and creation happens easily. Well, this is just another level of clarity. Well, really, what is the vortex? It's not some tornado out there that you're going to find, and like Dorothy in Nebraska, Kansas.
Kansas.
You're the Dorothy from Nebraska. This is the other Dorothy from Kansas. So it's not the Dorothy that was looking for the vibrational tornado in Kansas. She went to Oz, and then the Munchkins had her. They didn't do her right. So this is about creating the vortex within that we then imagine, feel that which we would choose. Another analogy that will help you understand the void. Imagine you're in a room and it's absolutely filled to the very brim with anything you could ever imagine. But it's a dark room. There's no light, nothing within it. And if you walked into the room, you would see nothing. But if you simply had one small pen light flashlight, you could simply begin to illuminate in the room what you wanted. And then, like a mirror, as you illuminated it, there would be a reflection off of it. It's not that that is coming out of the room, it's still there. It's just creating a reflection off of it. That's the Christ matrix. It's creating a reflection of what already exists, holographically recreating it here, and then the eoma precipitating form around it. I was going to send you a link to a hologram. I'll do that afterwards tonight. There's a gentleman who has created a box. It's about little bit bigger than a shower, 4 feet wide, 4 feet deep, and about 7 feet tall. And it is allowing him to do a filming of someone in one place within the world, doesn't matter where it is, and they immediately show up in this box as a hologram. And it's near impossible to tell the difference between that which is the real person being filmed and this individual in the hologram. Quite fascinating. It reminded me exactly of this is how we create reality. This is the outer form, that's the hologram that we're creating from looking simply the mirror, the camera inside the void is then creating the reflection of the hologram into this dimension. But then the ioma precipitates it into reality, so to speak. And so science is simply in one way beginning to mirror what creation really is. It's a very exciting technique that this gentleman has created. One of the things that assists us profoundly in our creation and manifestation is our breath work. The reason being because when we open the doorway, we're literally breathing spirit source from inside out. And so we are illuminating what exists within the void. That's the light of the mind. It illuminates what's within the void. We imagine it and then we illuminate it. It then creates the holographic reflection, but then it is spirit, you see, arising forth from within, the breath of life that then gives it life to allow then the ioma to precipitate it into reality. And so when we're doing our breath work, we're actually breathing spirit from the void into this dimension. We're bringing spirit into this reality. I think it was, I sent out a breath meditation recently. And in it, I said that it's within the void that the breath of life exists, spirit. And so we're not looking for spirit anymore. It's not out there. You're it. It's within. You're the spirit of life. It's already within you. You're simply learning how to bring it from the inner doorway out into manifestation. So stop looking. You're it. So just walk around. Oh, I'm it. I'm it. Then you've said the truth right there. So our breath work, it's a very deep belly breathing because we're using the diaphragm to really, again, bring the breath down deep into the belly, deep belly breathing. But more importantly, not only are we breathing in oxygen, but through the open doorway, we are breathing in spirit, the breath of the Creator. And as we're then breathing it in with a gentle exhale, we are watching then this golden frequency of sunlit glory emanate through every cell and tissue of the body. Once again, we talked about magic. Well, it's the magic of the breath that is now golden frequency, vibration, that then begins to alter the cellular structure of the body. It begins to reformat the DNA, and we're now changing into the light body of activation so that we can then literally from on high descend into this dimension. Ascension isn't up and out, it's descending into and revealing the divine being that you already are. So let's do about 5 minutes of deep breath work. We enjoy sitting with the back straight. The spinal column is the rod of initiation. And as we're breathing in, we're actually summoning spirit from the open doorway. I like to do my breath work with eyes open. That way I practice it driving, walking. I'm going to try swimming next. So deep breathing. From out of the open doorway within the heart, the breath of life is spirit. Gentle exhale, sparkling, effervescent golden light, changing the vibration of the body, to become the body of light. All dis-ease vanishes in the vibration of golden liquid light. And another couple of deep breath, summoning spirit, a new vibration within the body, creating golden sunlight and peace within and all around. I am the light. The meditation is one of the most important tools in our spiritual discovery. As I said, these last several weeks I've done many readings for some highly illuminated individuals. Most of them had light from the diaphragm up, and so highly knowledgeable, very wise, filled with integrity. But it's below the diaphragm that the unconscious self exists, the part of ourselves that we're learning to love. And as we love ourselves completely, we become the vibration of source. And so training the mind to be an instrument of silence and then focusing it upon golden sunlight, golden liquid light. Only golden liquid light can enter into the body. White light takes us up and out. And as we then are focused even on wanting spirit, we're then moving the energy field up. And there is then a feeling of the unconscious self within of abandonment. We're floating up, the aura is floating up. So being dynamically grounded, feeling the golden liquid light within and through the body. This is, of course, the beauty of the star tetrahedron because it's the divine masculine, focused light, the divine feminine, powerful love, divine love, is then creating this golden movement, the star tetrahedron, around, within, and through. And as the star tetrahedron is then above and below, we are then the golden frequency that can then live spirit, live source within the body. It even changes the vibration of the physical form so that it becomes light activated. Equally important, it then opens the sacred doorway within the center of the star, the heart chakra, and we become a creator God. The goal of evolution, become a creator being. And only golden liquid light and the silence of the mind can take us to that extreme place of enlightenment and joy. It becomes actually living bliss and joy. So I encourage you in your meditation practice, and particularly focusing upon golden sunlight and peace within the body. The meditation that we do, we simply bring our attention between the eyebrows, which is the light of the soul. By holding attention here, we feel the light increasing. There is the outpost of the soul as a point of light within the head, divine masculine. We focus it to the heart chakra. We imagine, imagination, the divine feminine. We imagine and feel the star tetrahedron. Doesn't have to be precise. It's a ongoing work. But over time, imagination is the preview of the future, and it will happen. And so we simply focus the mind and begin to see, feel the star tetrahedron. As it's turning, the open doorway was within the heart chakra, and then with each breath during the meditation, we're breathing in spirit. So we want to be quite focused that I'm breathing source into this dimension. As it arises forth within me, it becomes a great bubbling spring, front, back, sides, all around. This great living ball of sunlight is now emanating from me. I am changing the very frequency of the planet and all creation. So let's go ahead and I'll take you through the meditation, and I'll join with you, and we will create a frequency, a vibration of union and divine oneness. So let's close the eyes and feel the body relaxing. Always aware of the breath. The breath is the source of life, spirit. doorway is open, and as we're breathing in, we are feeding the body spirit, and we're relaxing, we're letting go. We bring our attention between the eyebrows, and as we draw a line straight back, within the approximate center point of the head, we ignite the light. It is our imagination. We imagine the light within the head, it becomes real. Holding imagination, attention here, we feel the light increasing, filling the mind. We focus the light to the heart chakra at the sternum and illuminate. We image in imagination of the star tetrahedron, front and back, around, completely in and through. As the star tetrahedron turns, it opens the sacred doorway within the heart into the void, the womb of creation. And with each breath arising forth, the breath of life, it is refracted and reflected through the prism of the star tetrahedron to become living light. There is a living spring of golden light, eternal, arising from within. Being magnified by the star tetrahedron, creating peace on earth. I am the light. I will join with you, and we will create golden oneness. And very easily now, slowly coming back more and more into the now. As we talked about earlier this evening about magic and manifestation, it's the vibration within that changes the physical structure on the outside. And so we're not trying to manipulate surface conditions. It's when we do the golden star seed meditation where we're bringing light from inside out. It's the vibration of source. It's a golden vibration of purity and grace. It's automatically beginning to seep through the cells, the tissues of the body. This is really what epigenetics is all about. Epigenetics is focusing imagination, and then the body, the DNA restructures itself. So once again, it's not, I need to change my body, I need to make it different, I need to do something different. It's more, let me take the time to focus my mind upon the divine feminine of imagination and feeling. Let me imagine and feel the reality that I would choose. And as we imagine it and feel it, as Einstein says, it is the preview of the future. I just love that quote because it's truth. Imagination is the divine feminine. but she must have the focus of the divine masculine, focused light, the light of the mind, and then arising forth from inside out, the breath of life. And this is then the trinity of creation. Focused light, imagination, feeling, and the breath of life from the open doorway. So practice your meditation, enjoy your manifestation, and create a new frequency of vibration within, and you'll find that the world around you will begin to mirror that beauty and grace. We'll see you for sure in 2 weeks from today, and enjoy. If I can be of any service, please let me know. I will send out that little 90-minute clip about the hologram to all of you folks. I think you'll enjoy it immensely. All right, my friends, thank you once again very much for coming and dancing in the light. We'll dance again soon. Bye-bye.